Okay, so cost accounting tayo ngayon and ang ating i-discuss ay other cost terms. So, mga terminologies na ginagamit sa cost accounting para mas ma-familiarize natin, para later on during discussions, edi alam na natin kung ano yung binabanggit or kung ano yung ibig sabihin kapag narinig natin or kapag ginamit sa discussion itong mga terminologies na to. Okay? So, we have first off, cost pool, grouping siya ng individual cost items. Example, work in process account and factory overhead. Okay, so example, work in process. Dito sa work in process, ano ba yung tinatawag na work in process? So, di ba pag nagpo-produce ng goods, okay, nagma-manufacture ng isang product, before mabuo yung product, so syempre meron diyang raw materials, right? Tapos merong mga workers na nagtatrabaho para buuin yung product. And then we have other related expenses, yung mga other na tauhan sa factory, depreciation ng mga machineries na ginagamit sa pagpaproduce ng product, utilities sa factory din. Okay, so mga ganyan. Yung mga items na yon, okay, so pagdating doon sa work in process, ang pumapasok dyan, edi syempre yung direct materials, saka yung direct labor, right? So, yung items na yon, diretso siya, pumapasok siya, pinapasok natin, nire-record natin sa work in process account. Okay, so kumbaga, cost pooling siya. Although magkaiba sila ng nature, pero pareho natin siya pinapasok dun sa work in process account. So, it's an example ng cost pool, yung ating work in process account. And then, another example nito is yung factory overhead. Mga non-direct expenses sa production process pero related pa rin dun sa ating production or dun sa factory natin. So, aside from the work in process, the other expenses would be recorded naman dito sa factory overhead. So, kasama na nga dito ay yung mga other people na nagtatrabaho sa factory, di ba, yung mga maintenance natin, ganyan. And then depreciation ng ating mga machineries, equipment, utilities, electricity or water na ginagamit sa factory. Okay? So, yun. That's a cost pool. Yung pag nag-entry tayo, recorded natin siya ay sa factory overhead na account. Magkakaibang types of expenses, pero kumbaga, pinagsasama-sama natin siya or sinasummarize dun sa account na factory overhead. Okay? Grouping siya ng individual cost items. And then next, we have cost driver. So, any variable that causes a cost to be incurred. So, examples nito, number of setups for setup cost, inspection hours for inspection cost, machine hours for machine operators cost. Okay? So, kumbaga, ano yung nagiging basis ng isang cost? Okay? Kunwari, sa isang worker, magkano yung binabayad natin sa kanya? So, syempre, depende dun sa kung ilang oras siya nagtrabaho, right? And then, dun sa cost ng isang product, syempre, i-consider natin ilang materials yung nagamit dyan, ilang oras ang ginugol dyan ng worker para matapos yung product, okay? So, yun yung ating tinatawag na cost driver, okay? Kung ano yung nagko-cost nung isang cost or expense, okay? Example pa nga nila dito, yun nga, number of setups for setup cost. So, kunwari, magpaproduce, magpapatakbo do sa factory ng paggawa ng isang product, okay? Minsan, meron tayong tinatawag na setup cost. Kunwari, sa machinery, kailangan i-set up natin siya sa assembly, ganyan. Tapos, meron siyang corresponding na cost. Minsan, normally, per batch siya, yung isang setup, makakapag-produce, kunwari, ng 500 to 1,000 units ng products, okay? So, kapag magpo-produce ka ng more than 1,000, edi another setup yon, okay? Kasi, pwede kasing doon sa pagsa-setup, let's say, kunwari, printing, okay? Printing machinery. Ang kaya lang na, di ba, yung capacity niya, let's say, yun nga, 500 to 1,000 units, okay? After that, let's say, ubos na yung kanyang ink na ginagamit sa pag-print, or kailangan muna niyang magpahinga kasi, di ba, wear and tear nung machinery, let's say, bumabagal siya after producing that amount of units, kailangan ay, to maintain yung useful life ng machinery, kailangan ay inaalagaan, mini-maintain. Okay? Huwag yung tawag dito, yung gagamitin palagi sa pagmamanufacture, yung dire-diretso, walang break. Okay, so although machinery yan, syempre nasisira din siya kapag madalas mo siyang ginagamit, right? So kailangan, let's say for a given day, yun, meron siyang, let's say, after niya mag-produce ng isang batch or for one setup, papahinga muna siya, ibang machinery naman yung gagamitin muna, tapos after that, pwedeng, halinhinan sila, right? So, it's, in a way, it's a cost driver. Yung number of setup for setup cost. Tapos, inspection hours for inspection cost. Let's say yung tao na nag-i-inspect, syempre, bayad din siya ay per hour, right? So, kung magkano kunwari yung rate niya, so let's say 1,000 per day for 8 hours. Pero let's say dun sa particular na production, kinailangan siyang mag-inspect for 2 days. Okay? So yung number of hours doon or number of days, yun yung driver ng cost. Nagiging basihan nung kung magkano yung cost for that particular expense. Okay? Machine hours for machine operators cost. So, ganun din. Normally, kapag labor naman or mga workers per hour talaga, either number of hours na nagtrabaho sila or kapag ganito, machine hours for machine operators cost. Okay? So, yan. Again, cost driver, kung ano yung variable na nagko-cost ng expense. Okay? Ano yung nagiging basehan kung paano natin i-compute kung magkano yung cost na ibabayad for that particular expense. Okay? Other cost terms, so we have activity or event siya or transaction with a specific purpose. Meron siyang two classifications. Ito na nga, value-adding activities saka non-value-adding activities. Okay? Dito sa value-adding activities, ito yung mga essential to produce the products. Okay? Example nito, assembly. Okay? Yung dadaanan ng mga products. Cutting, kapag merong, kapag meron lang namang, kapag necessary part siya nung production process. This is just an example. Hindi naman lahat merong cutting. Okay? Then you have your mixing or finishing, ganyan. Tapos, kumbaga, ito yung nagko-contribute para mabuo yung mismong product, right? And then we have yung non-value adding activities. Ito, hindi siya kumbaga wala siyang contribution para sa paggawa ng product. It's either gawa na yung product or gagawin pa lang yung product. Wala siyang additional value kasi hindi naman siya directly involved dun sa paggawa ng product. So, example nito, storage of finished unit. So, tapos na-produce na yung product pero hindi pa siya nabebenta. Either naghihintay pa ng customer or naghihintay pang i-distribute sa mga stores. So, yung storage cost, hindi siya value-adding, right? Kasi tapos na, gawa naman na yung product, finished units na sila. And then we have moving from production to storage. So, ganun din. Tapos na siya, na-produce na yung product, tapos ililipat na lang from the production, from the factory, ililipat sa warehouse. Dun muna siya habang naghihintay siya ng distribution. Alright? So, yun yung ating two types ng activities. So, value-adding, non-value-adding. Kung i-relate mo to sa pag-aaral mo, ay any activity na ginagawa mo na, let's say, nagbabasa ka ng libro, nagpa-practice ka ng, mag-solve yung mga end of chapter, na mga activities, mga sinasagutan, multiple choice, or comprehensive problems, yan. Mga value-adding activities yan para ma-achieve mo yung goal mo na makatapos ng pag-aaral, maging CPA later on, or kung ano man, makatulong, makadagdag sa iyong education, right? Yung mga non-value-adding activities, any activity na ginagawa mo na hindi naman nakakatulong sa pag-aaral mo, gaya ng pagbababad sa social media, panonood ng YouTube videos, pero hindi naman educational, okay? So, may mga ganun, non-value-adding activities, right? Paggagala or kung ano man. Pero of course, sometimes necessary din for you to unwind, to prepare yourself para sa pag-aaral. But in any case, essentially, non-value adding pa din siya. Pero again, preparatory. Okay? Maybe, non-value adding para dun sa pag-aaral mo. Pero sometimes it could be preparatory. Kagaya na mag-unwind ka, mag-relax, mag-break man lang after every hour, yung Pomodoro technique natin, after every 20 minutes, break ka ng 5 minutes, okay? It's necessary in a way, okay? Pero again, discretion mo na yan kung ano yung mga activities mo na value-adding at non-value-adding, okay? Other cost terms, activity level. So we have 4, unit, batch level, product level, saka facility level. Okay? Yung unit level, the activity that should be done for each unit of products. Okay? So, kunwari, you have this clip, right? Tapos, meron siyang magkakaibang parts. So, sa bawat unit, kailangan lagyan mo siya ng itong part na to, tapos lagyan mo siya ng ornament dito sa harap, right? So, unit level siya. And then we have batch level, activity for each batch of product rather than each unit. So, example nito, setup, okay? So, magsa-set up ng machinery para dire-diretso yung pagpuproduce ng products, okay? Hindi siya just for one unit, pero siya ay for, one batch of production. And then another, receiving, di ba? Pagtatanggap ka naman ng tawag dito, raw materials, tapos i-inspect mo din siya, receiving, inspection, material handling, packaging. Normally, ginagawa mo siya in a batch, right? Kasi hindi mo naman siya i-inspect ng, piece by piece yung raw materials. Minsan, open ka ng box, sampling, kuha ka lang ng ilang piraso, check mo siya, ganyan. So, batch level siya, right? And then you have your product level, activity needed to support an entire product line without regard for the number of batches or units produced. So example dito, engineering cost and developmental cost. Or pwede na rin dito yung mga design cost. So product level siya in such that, let's say yung particular product, right? Yung design, kung ano yung paano siya gagawin, kung ano yung process na dadaanan niya, alin ang mauuna. So, assembling ba muna nitong ilalim bago ilagay itong nasa ibabaw, bago lagyan ng design, right? So, product level siya kasi it would pertain to the product. Yung in a way, parang isang beses mo lang siya gagawin. Pero siya for all the products na pwedeng maraming products kang ma-produce later on, right? Product level. Product line. And then you have your facility level, activity performed for the entire production process to occur. Example nito, plant maintenance, yung pangkabuuan na nung factory or nung, production plant. And then we have plant management na rin, so maintenance, di ba, yung layout siguro ng mga machineries, ganyan. Tapos, yung pag may naglilinis, so syempre lahat na. And then yung pagbabayad ng property taxes, so normally, kabuuan na rin, di ba? Insurance to protect para in case of fire, di ba? So, yan. Protected yung kabuuan ng production or ng facility, right? So, yan cost yan for facility level. So, again, activity levels, we have 4, unit level, batch level, product level, saka facility level. And then, other cost terms pa, relevant range, meron tayong tinatawag na ganyan. Range of activity that shows the company's normal operation. So, within this range, yung assumptions natin on cost behavior are valid na matatawag. Okay? Ano ba yung ating cost behavior na tinatawag? So, di ba sa variable cost, yung total amount niya varies directly with the cost driver, which is yung the number of units produced, right? So, kapag nag-produce, di ba, variable cost, this is per product. So, para makapag-produce ka ng isang product, so let's say, kailangan mo ng 5 pesos, right? So, pag nag-produce ka ng 2 products, magiging siyang 10 pesos. Pag nag-produce ka ng 3 products, magiging siyang 15 pesos, okay? So, yung total amount niya varies directly with the cost driver, which is the number of units. Pero yung cost driver niya is constant. Bawat product, 5 piso. Okay? Per cost driver niya is constant. Tapos, pagdating naman dun sa fixed cost, diba, yung total amount niya is constant siya for the whole, regardless of the number of units, right? Kagaya example natin dito, normal or usual example is rent ng facility. So, let's say 10,000. Mag-produce man yung company or hindi, magbabayad siya per month ng 10,000 for the rent, right? So, yung total amount niya, constant siya, 10,000 per month. Yung per cost driver niya varies inversely with the cost driver. Pag dumami yung units na pinroduce mo for a particular period, so syempre, mas dadami yung mag-share dun sa total amount ng fixed cost. So, yung total amount, hatiin mo siya dun sa number of units produced. So, mas marami yung ma-produce, mas liliit, di ba? Yung per cost ng isang unit. Okay? So, yun yung ating cost behavior with regards to variable cost and fixed cost. Ano? And then, syempre, itinatawag natin na relevant range, yung normal, kumbaga, parang normal capacity nung ating production or nung company or ng manufacturing process. So, let's say for 1 month, normal production can be 10,000 to 15,000 units. Okay? Within that range, itong ating cost behavior for variable and fixed cost, normal siya. Ano, yung assumptions natin would be valid. Pero let's say, lumampas, outside the relevant range, hindi magiging true itong ating variable, itong ating cost behavior for variable and fixed cost. So let's say, kapag ang production niya, di ba, normal is 10 to 15,000. Kapag nag 20,000 siya, instead na 5 pesos per unit, ang nangyayari, nagiging 4 pesos per unit yung kanyang variable cost, di ba? So, in a way, there could be a change, pwedeng advantageous, pwedeng disadvantageous, right? So, kagaya nun, yung variable cost, pwedeng lumiit. Instead of 5 pesos per unit, naging 4 per unit. Kasi from 10 to 15,000, naging 20,000 yung production, right? Tapos, pagdating naman to sa fixed cost, pwedeng naman siyang lumaki, okay? From 10,000 per month, that's for the rent only. Pero again, itong fixed cost naman, marami siyang types of fixed cost, right? Fixed cost, right? Okay, and then, kunwari, from 10 to 15,000 na units, since nag-produce siya ng 20,000 units, let's say, nagkaroon sila ng, additional na cost, pero in a way, naging, nature niya is supposedly fixed, pero nagbago lang siya because of, lumampas siya dun sa normal capacity ng company. Okay, so in that case, hindi valid yung ating cost behavior assumptions kasi outside siya nung relevant range nung company. Okay, so yan, kapag within the relevant range, valid yung ating cost behavior assumptions. Pero kapag outside that, it could, go up or down. It could be advantageous or disadvantageous. Alright? Tapos dito sa latter part, essentially yun din. Pero, ito na nga, merong other notes ako dito. Kinompare, dun sa, what do you call this, pag-aaral. Okay, itong mga value-adding or non-value-adding activities. Alright? So, again, if you want to check out din naman itong course na to on cost accounting, so you can go to the website, erctutorials.teachable.com. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thanks and bye!